Hello, everybody, and welcome back to reviewing every single WrestleMania main event in history. Today, we are on episode 18, reviewing WrestleMania X-8, but 18, where we saw Chris Jericho defend his undisputed title against the Game Triple H. This match has been mediocre, gotten mediocre reviews from most people who've seen it. I have personally never seen it before, so I'm just going to be reacting to it very raw. Some of the comments that I did see on the show itself, as I do know the winner of this match, said that Hulk Hogan versus The Rock should have been the main event. However, they made this the main event due to Triple H. However, as I said, I do not know anything about this match other than the winner, so I'll be giving my very raw reactions after I've seen the bout. So I just got finished watching the match, and this match, I will say, I don't think it cracks into the top 5, but this is a pretty good match. I did like the story in it and how it was worked. So we have a couple of pre-match notes to get to before the actual bout. So Triple H is entering to a very large pop from this crowd, and also is concerningly orange colored. Like, this is what his figure looks like. But his skin color is just a dark version of this. He is insanely orange when he comes out. Jericho enters to a slightly quieter pop, but is also accompanied by Trips' ex-wife, Stephanie McMahon. Trips is also entering the match with a severely injured left leg, which Steph and Jericho had worked over with a sledgehammer, Trips' signature weapon, the previous week, presumably on Raw. So he's very hurt coming into this match since he doesn't have any time to heal. Unsurprisingly, that's what Jericho ends up targeting. So match begins. As I said, Jericho starts to try and run at the leg, but Trips is able to move out of the way, does it again, and Triple H actually takes control early on and attacks Jericho's leg in a ha, he's fighting the other guy's a piece that's in pain. Ho. However, there's a point where he does his knee lift, where he just lifts his knee and hits the other person in the face, but it hurts him badly, because you can see he does the move without even thinking, and has to go back, recover for a minute, and heal up before he can continue attacking Jericho, which Jericho takes advantage of. However, he's able to lock in a figure 4, but he's kind of near the ropes. So while he's got the figure 4 locked in, the referee's looking at Jericho saying, "Oh, do you give up? Do you give up? Do you give up?" Which is a little silly, but nonetheless. So Stephanie comes up behind him since he's near the ropes and rakes at his eyes and pulls them. So he releases the hold and looks at Steph. Stephanie's looking away from him and, celebrating towards the crowd. I beat up this guy. So Trips grabs her hair and pulls her up to the apron, spins her around, and is about to do some sort of offensive maneuver, but Jericho runs up from behind with what's basically a spear. Triple H is able to move out of the way, so Jericho spears Steph completely off the apron of the ring, and it's a pretty cool looking spot for a generally non-wrestler in Stephanie McMahon. So Trips is able to take control more than he already had, and actually, you would think that in a world title match between person accompanying your opponent and your opponent, you'd probably want to attack your opponent. But Triple H says, nah, brings Stephanie into the ring instead and starts to attack her. He sets up for a pedigree in the middle of the ring. However, Jericho at this point has been able to recover and is able to get on the top rope and drop kick him off of the $1 Million Princess. So Jericho takes control from there and beats Triple H up outside the ring and locks in a figure 4 on the post. He leaves and argues with the referee so Stephanie can come in and smack him across the face, which of course Triple H sells like a gunshot. Jericho then tries to set Trips up for a figure 4 inside the ring after beating up on his leg for most of his time in control. However, Trips is able to push him off and he goes flying into the post. So Jericho kind of stumbles back. Oh. And Trips is able to take control, but he's still, really having a lot of pain in that left knee, which eventually gives Jericho the control after Jericho throws Triple H over the top rope and outside right in front of Steph, which is a pretty cool looking spot as Steph looks down at him. However, the referee comes in and says, no, get away, which he does for quite a lot of this match, yelling at Stephanie McMahon. So Triple H is, really beat up. Jericho comes out and puts him onto the table and sets him up for the walls of Jericho. He's almost got it in place. He's at the point where he's kind of bending like this, but he can't get him fully all the way. So Triple H is able to kind of reverse it and kick him. So Jericho's stunned for a moment. So then Triple H goes for the pedigree onto the table, but can't connect after Jericho backdrops him onto the, guess what, Spanish announce table. Because we got to beat that up every single WrestleMania main event. He goes through the announce table, and then Jericho says, oh man, what an advantage I have. He slides him into the ring and then does a really good lionsault. He hits the ropes, does it perfectly, lands right on Triple H. 1, 2, it's a kick out by Triple H, gets a pretty big pop from the crowd, and I didn't expect it to be the winner because I knew that Jericho lost the match. Yes, he does end up losing. But it was a pretty good spot all in all, and Jericho did have a pretty face with it. So he's angry, so he locks in the walls of Jericho, which stays for about 2 minutes on. The first minute, Jericho is able to make Triple H pass out. Triple H is done. 1, 2. Oh, but he's still alive. So Triple H is able to crawl his way over to the ropes and break the count. Jericho thinks he's won. He's like, oh, yes, yes. But then he has to turn around. Oh, shucks, I didn't win. Oh. So Stephanie gets up on the apron and distracts the referee. So Jericho is able to go outside the ring, grab a chair, and come back in the ring looking to attack Triple H. He raises it above his head to smash Triple H in the head, but Trips is able to kick it into his face and knock him down. Triple H is then able to DDT him onto the chair, which shockingly only gets a 2. It's a DDT onto a chair after the chair to the face with the kick, and it only gets a 2, which is kind of surprising. Steph slides in the ring, grabs the chair, and tries to swing at Triple H, but the referee just, as she's running by him, just goes, no, and grabs it from her hands. She turns around to yell at the referee, but kind of walks backwards and bumps into Triple H, and she does the face as she turns around. And Triple H grabs her by the hair as she tries to run away. No. Turns her around, hooks her, bum. Pedigree to Stephanie McMahon, who is out after this. She is completely done. But while Triple H is busy with Steph, Jericho is able to go grab the chair. Jericho, grabs the chair and smashes Trips right in the skull with it. It only does get 2 somehow. Again, Triple H is immortal in this match. Somehow kicks out of every single move known to man. However, he does end up winning after Jericho tries for the pedigree. This is a lot of information. So Jericho, he goes for the pedigree. He's got Trips hooked. Trips is able to break it, drop him down, flip him backwards, Alabama slam. But Jericho catches himself in the corner, looks to do some sort of double axe handle. Trips kicks him in the face. Ugh. Pedigree by Triple H. Pedigree. 1, 2, 3. Triple H is your new undisputed champion. Jericho has lost the title in the game. Even with an injured leg, is able to obtain the title for the first time. The undisputed version. So this match, as I said, is really good. I did like it. People don't like this match because it unfortunately was just so Triple H could be world champion again, and Jericho was only the undisputed champ, so Triple H could beat him for it. However, just as a little bubble in and of itself, this was a really good match. I would probably put it at 6 or 7 on my list, debatably up for number 5. However, it's not going to go on the list for now. Do you agree with my opinion? Do you think I'm completely wrong? Do you think it's number 1? It's dead last? Leave it in the comments below. Nonetheless, have you even seen the match before? If you haven't, I do recommend you do for the historical value and the quality of the match itself. Make sure you have a good day, good evening, good night, good morning, good dawn, good dusk, good whatever. Make sure to watch any former or future episodes of this series, and goodbye.